You're watching the Coaches Roundtable on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Welcome to Coaches Roundtable. I'm Ed Codi, and welcome our guests from Elwood City / Riverside High Schools, the Roth brothers, Joseph, a freshman, and Alexander, a junior. Great accomplishments in basketball and in swimming. Guys, let me just run down your accomplishments, and we'll come back and go over them. Elwood City's first ever WPL basketball championship in 2A, and then in swimming for Riverside, WPIAL gold in the 200 medley relay, which broke the WPL record. You also took first in the 200 free relay, 400 relay, and Joseph, you were first in the backstroke with the WPIL record. Alexander, you were second in the 100 freestyle, and then in the PIAA, the 200 free relay, you guys took home a gold medal. Third in the 400 relay, and Joseph, you were second in the 100 backstroke. Did I get it all right?
We were second in the 200 medley at Whippeals, and then we got second in the 200 medley at States, too.
Okay, fantastic. And so our audience knows, Joseph, you're wearing the glasses, and you're in gray, and Alexander, you're in the blue. You're the older brother. You give him all the guidance, right?
Yeah.
Hey, let's go back to basketball. I mean, all these achievements are fantastic. You guys were 5-4 at one point, and I'll be honest with you, I did not have you in our top 5 rankings. Then all of a sudden, you kept winning. You win 9 in a row. You win the WPL championship. You come out of nowhere. You get in the state playoffs, and you guys lost a heartbreaker, 62-60 to Brookville. But what a fantastic season, bringing home the first ever WPL championship for Elwood City. And Joseph, a freshman, you averaged 18-1. Alexander, you averaged 14, and your teammate Steve Antuono, he averaged nearly 19. All three of you are back next year. So tell me what happened, how you galvanized your efforts there in that late season run. You were 5-4. How did things come together for you?
Well, we had 2 weeks off because of COVID issues, and so during those 2 weeks, it was sort of like a break for us. So, like, everybody got their minds right, and then when we came back, we were all just ready to go because we had that break, and we were all ready now. So after, we all went as hard as we could, and we said, hey, what do we have to lose? We're gonna go into this tournament. All right, everybody's in it unless you opt out. And we're just going to go for a run. So after that 2-week COVID break, we were all just mentally ready after that, and we just brought it.
And you have three of you guys all scoring in double figures. That had to present real defensive problems for your opponents.
Yeah, it sure did.
Well, we knew we could all score, and we just had to be unselfish and get everybody the ball. And sometimes someone wouldn't be having a good night, so the other person would go off to score more. So every time someone was down, someone else would be up. So then we all just kept it real even and kept scoring.
So what will you guys always remember about this season?
We'll remember that we also had shorter couple weeks breaks in the middle of it. At the beginning, we had a 2-week break and then a 3-week break. And then we won, but the atmosphere wasn't the same, with all the fans, at the games. So we won, but, it wasn't, as fun because, I didn't hear a crowd going insane. But it was still awesome. Great thing.
Now, I'm going to put you guys on alert. Next season, you're going to be my preseason #1 favorite in 2A. You guys ready for that? You're going to have a mark on your back next year.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like next year is going to be a great season for us. We only lose 3 guys, and we're bringing back 4 starters. And I think the like our next guys that are stepping up, I think they're ready now. They had the playoff experience too, and like if they didn't want to work hard, then now after we win a WPIAL, like they'll probably have a different mindset too. To want to be more like contribute more to that.
How have the two communities between Elwood City and Riverside embraced your achievements in both basketball and swimming?
Well, both coaches, they liked having us both there at the same times, and they didn't really want us to miss one or the other because they wanted us to just have a good time during our high school careers. And I think they both enjoyed seeing us success in both sports and have them be happy as coaches and say, I coached 2 people that did basketball and swimming and were successful.
Let me ask you guys this. How did you get started in both sports, and the motivation? You have to get up sometimes early in the morning for swimming, and then you have basketball at night. You had to be tired some days.
Yeah, definitely. We were tired. My grandma has a pool, and we always swam in that. And then just one day, these 2 girls in my class were talking about swimming, and I was like, I want to try that out. And our whole family's a basketball family, so I knew we were playing that. And so I got into swimming. I liked it, and so I just kept doing it. And then, yeah, I mean, we sometimes do get really tired. Doing, as much as we do in swimming and as much as we do in basketball, it definitely takes a toll on your body because we both work as hard as we can at both sports because we just love them both.
And down the road, where do you guys see in college your future being, in basketball or swimming?
I haven't really thought about that one. It's going to be a super tough decision when I pick.
Well, you're just a freshman.
Yeah.
Right. So you have a ways to go, but I know you're in 2 great communities there. I've been to Elwood City a lot. I'm sure you're being embraced, guys. It's been fantastic talking to you. I'm so impressed with your achievements, and look forward to covering you in both basketball and swimming next year.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. Take care. Good luck, guys.
You too. Thank you.
I'll be right back with Ellen George.
High school sports, community events, all of your favorite local shows are calling the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel their home. Find out everything your neighborhood has to offer on Channel 100 or on YouTube. Spirit, town pride, local communities. This is the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
I am back, joined to my right by the Swami, George Abraham, to my left, the Tiger, Albert Campman. Guys, of all the kids we've interviewed over the years, just great having the Roth brothers on and their dual accomplishments. Elwood City basketball and Riverside swimming is just amazing.
Yeah, and the great thing for me is I know the family, and the family's just as great as those 2 kids. They understand the base of education, they understand the base of hard work, and they're talented. You get all together, you get a championship. That's congratulations to Joseph and Alexander.
And the years from now, all they'll have to say over there, Roth brothers. Just like around here, they say the Sauls, they know it's Rich, Ron, and Bill. And all they're going to say, the Roth brothers, and that will be enough. Let's go to high school track, multiple event winners and school records for the boys. This kid is on a roll. Guinness Brown of Butler, the junior, set school records again in the 100 and the 200. He owns them all, indoor, outdoor. He has all the records. Josh Konjerski of Slippery Rock High School, a school record in the javelin, 190 feet 7 inches. Ethan Fulmer, Slippery Rock High School, took first in the long jump, triple jump, and high jump. Cody Daniels of Montauk, first in all jumping events. Isaac Wetzel of Freeport won the 110 and 300 hurdles, and a member of 2 winning relay teams. And at the Butler County Classic, Mike Formica of Knock and C.J. Singleton of Butler, they set school records in and best times in the state in the 1600. Singleton was first, and Formica was second. How about that competition?
That's the way to do it.
And Karn City ended Montauk's 33 straight dual meet wins with an 87-63 win. And in girls track, Marianne Ackerman of Slippery Rock High School, she won the shot, discus, and javelin at the Butler County Classic. Gianna Bedell of Slippery Rock High School, she took first in all the jumping events, and plus she was a member of the 400 relay. Anna Kadlubik of Slippery Rock High School, she won the 100, the 200, the 400, and was a member of the 400 relay. And at the Butler County Classic, she won the 100 and 200. She's one of the most accomplished track athletes in the area.
Yeah, absolutely.
They have to have an outstanding team. They cover all the bases there.
They do it
Yeah.
all.
They have throws,
They got
jumps,
every event.
If they have any distance, then they're really loaded.
Yeah.
Hannah Burgoon of Montauk, she won the 1600 to the 3200 and was a member of the 4x800 relay. Tanner Merwin of AC Valley won the 100 to 200, the high jump and long jump. And Emma Lehman of Butler, she won the 100 and 300 hurdles and the 1600 relay. You know, it's not unusual at the smaller schools that they're in multiple events. At the bigger schools, it's unusual to see some of the athletes in 3 events.
You have to be the kingpin. If you can't win without that girl or boy in there, that's the only reason you put them in there, because you don't want to wear them out for the down the road for the invitationals.
Girls lacrosse, Becca Ellison of Butler, 3 goals. Bree Dittman of Butler, 4 goals. And Evelyn Visseri of Butler, 6 goals. In high school hockey, AAA semis, North Allegheny, 4, Peters Township, 3 in overtime. Softball, top performances, Ashley Cox of Karn City, she had 4 hits, 2 home runs, and 8 RBI. Kenzie Parks of AC Valley, 4 hits and 3 RBI. Courtney Stewart of Montauk, a 5-inning no-hitter, 8 strikeouts. She also had 3 hits and 4 RBI. What is it with pitching up there at Montauk? They get dominant pitching up there.
Absolutely.
Paige Grescott, a pitcher for Slippery Rock High School, she had 12 strikeouts and a 4-3 win over Franklin. Lindsay Edwards of Knock, 4 hits. Elena Whipke of North Allegheny, 3 hits and 4 RBI. Rossi McMillan of Karn City, 3 hits and 4 RBI. So many outstanding performances there in softball. And in baseball, top performances, pitcher Branson Carson, 6 innings, 2 hits, no runs, and 10 Ks in a win for Montauk. Braden Haggeter of Knock, a 4-inning no-hitter with 6 Ks. Alex Havener of Mars, 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, and 8 strikeouts. He also contributed 3 RBIs in the win. Shane Thompson of Slippery Rock High School, 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, and 7 Ks. Brady Gavula of Butler, 3 hits and 4 RBI. And John Weatherholt of Mars, he had games of 4 RBIs followed by 3 RBI. And in college softball pitcher Kennedy DeMattis, Montauk High School, she's killing the rock. She pitched Gannon to a 4-2 win over Slippery Rock in the first game of the doubleheader. And how about doubling your pleasure in the second game? Her sister, Christina DeMattis, had 3 hits, including a 3-run homer in a 6-2 win and a doubleheader sweep of the Rock.
You know what's interesting, Eddie, as you talk about softball and baseball, and we're getting into prime time, you can predict the winning teams by their pitcher. I mean, you can say right now that softball team's going to go a long way, dominating pitcher. That baseball team has a chance to do big things, dominating pitcher.
Well,
Absolutely.
especially they can pitch every game in softball.
Yes.
And you see what they're doing now in baseball. Like if Butler plays at Seneca Valley today, tomorrow Seneca
Right.
Valley's at Butler,
Right.
which is really interesting. I kind of like that.
Well, what has happened there, I talked to 2 baseball coaches, that is where the second, third, fourth pitchers come into play.
Sure.
You know, one day you'll win 2-1, and you'll see the same team play the next day and lose
8-7.
13-7. Yeah, so that's,
You know, it's a good point. When I was coaching down at NA the year we won the WPL in the state, you played everyone in a section 3 times. While Coach Manasotis, he had 3 starters and 2 guys sitting in a bullpen, and always if he needed another guy there
How
to
about that?
start in the non-section game, he used that guy. It was deep in pitching.
deep in pitching, yes.
Let's go to college baseball. Knock grad Dom Bucko named Horizon League Batter of the Week for Youngstown State University. Pretty good league, right, Jordan?
Good league. No, it's track and field the same way. That Youngstown league's good at Horizon.
For him to be the batter of the week in that league,
Yeah.
he had a tremendous week.
Absolutely.
And in college track, how about this? Notre Dame grad student Mara Kimmel out of Montauk High School. She broke the school record in the discus. Kimmel, she's a Penn grad with degrees in engineering and applied science. She's pursuing a master's degree. and management at Notre Dame. So I don't know what I'm more impressed with, her academic
Yeah.
achievements or her track record.
I'm super impressed with her academic. My goodness
Penn.
gracious.
And then
You
Notre
go Penn,
Dame.
Notre Dame.
Yeah.
That means you're upper echelon. Yes.
Yeah.
And then college football, Westminster 24, Grove City College 17. So Westminster 3-0. They're atop the heap in the President's Athletic Conference.
Yeah, they're playing two halves, I believe, and they've had some COVID, they've had some issues, but that's a huge game. They lost the last couple of them late.
Tough
Last year
games.
they fumbled the snap in the end zone.
And the one we did ended
Absolutely.
up 36-33.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you guys this. I see Robert Morris, their season's canceled. They were lost games, big scores, first 2 or 3
Yeah.
games. How are they doing it financially? They're lucky they even get 1,000 at a game,
Yeah.
and all the travel that they're doing in this new league. I'm just wondering, how are they making it financially to support a football program?
NCAA basketball.
You
That's
think
it.
there's enough coming in to do that?
Well, 2 years ago they made
That's
it
why
20
they changed the
million.
league. They went to
changed-
the league
yeah.
to get more money. They did. They made that.
Because
jump.
at third level, they have what, is it 65 scholarship
Something like
players?
that, yeah.
65,
Uh-huh.
yeah. There's 85 and 60. Let me tell you, I looked them up last week. They were playing, and I looked up. They were playing Kennesaw State. Then I looked up their league, and I don't know where the teams are.
They're all
And
over
I'm
that side.
pretty familiar.
They lost 35-0 to Kennesaw State.
Yeah.
And the league said that their season is over for them because
Yes.
they don't have enough participating athletes, which means there must be some problem there with COVID.
Yeah.
But I just wonder financially how these schools hold it together.
I know.
And in honors, boys basketball, Butler junior guard Devin Carney named to the PG Fab 5. 1,500 career points for Devin. Averaged 29.6 a game this year. 3 games he scored over 40 points a game. He has a scholarship offer from St. Francis.
Yeah, D1, that's a big deal. That's a good league. Like that league, you'll find it. Well, the example is they beat Pitt and they finished in the bottom of the league. What's that tell you?
Girls basketball, our guest last week, Lizzie Gresh of North Allegheny, she made the PG Fab 5, and for the second year in a row, she's named Player of the Year. She has 1,500 career points, and she's headed to Penn.
And she's a winner. You had all the individual glory is awesome, but the bottom line is, what is your team record? And that's what I like about it.
Yeah, she came up big in that game.
Yes.
Man, she when
22 points,
when they needed
8 rebounds.
She rebounds. When they needed a rebound, she got it.
And she plays defense
Absolutely.
along with her counterpart, Paige
Yeah,
Morningstar.
that was a very good team.
Quarterback Cole Spencer of Pine Richland, he is the first recipient of the Willie Thrower Award as the Southwestern Pennsylvania Quarterback of the Year. Remember, Willie Thrower out of New Kensington went to Michigan State, and the first black quarterback in the NFL with the Chicago Bears.
A lot of people don't know.
Great
that.
award.
They don't keep track of that. Willie Thrower's a famous guy. Yes.
Yeah, great award. And Cole Spencer, what a fantastic career he's had. Our stories of the week. National Hockey League. Hey, guys, the Pens, 16-5-1 their last 22 games. How about this situation? I don't know if you hear this in other sports. Forward Colton Sivor, he was placed on waivers, cleared waivers, and then scored 2 goals in a 5-2 win over New Jersey. Does this happen in any other sports?
Yeah, sometimes you get lucky. You know,
I think
sometimes
it's, or it's a wink, wink. We're going to get them back. Let them go through.
if they knew they could get him back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe you're right there, Nate.
Yeah.
The Pens 27-13-2, third place in the East, 56 points. They're behind Washington and the Islanders. They trade 2 conditional draft picks, a third rounder in 2022, and a fourth rounder in 2023 for veteran forward Jeff Carter, a big guy, 6'3", 213 from the LA Kings. They're having a terrible year. He's 36, 2-time All-Star. His best years are behind him, but the Pens feel he can add some juice, being that they're a playoff team. And Solomon said he's likely to play some center also. I give the trade around a B. You know, had this been 4 years ago and he was 32, you'd really be excited about
They
it.
just want him to win one big game.
One big game.
That's all.
It's a
Hey,
shot.
Come through in one big game.
It's like getting a key hitter
That's all.
for a baseball team or a reliever late in
They
the
are the
season.
antithesis of the Pirates. They'll go all in for one guy to win now.
Yes.
That's exactly, they've done it before. Sunday night, they knew this guy was coming. I watched one of the sports shows, and they were all over this trade, so the word was out.
And he's been with the Kings. They've been terrible. And now he's going to the Pens, a playoff team, a cup contender. You know he's going to be rejuvenated by that.
You couldn't say anything better, Eddie. That's what happens with the Pirates. I gave this talk to somebody the other day. Why does Musgrove pitch better than San Diego? Well, when you're losing 8 games in a row, you don't come jump to that stadium. Mm-hmm. Watch how he plays for the Penguins. Chance to win the Stanley Cup, his jump will be one.
Going back, this is dating us. Going back in history, the '60 Pirates general manager Joel Brown.
Yes.
He picks up Wilmer Mizell, lefty starter from the Cardinals, and reliever Clem Labine from the Dodgers. Both thought to be washed up. Brilliant for the Pirates.
Yeah,
the Pirates don't win a World Series without those two guys. Also, I'm going to make a correction from last week. I said that the New York Rangers had lost only one home game. I got the New York teams mixed up. It was the Islanders who've only lost one home game, which is amazing in itself.
Yeah, it really is this time of year. There's only, about 18 left or something?
The Pens have 14.
14.
The Masters, they returned to normal when the Masters is played in April. Last year threw me totally off course. Hideki Matsuyama holds on to win by 1 stroke over Will Zalatoris. Matsuyama becomes the first Japanese golfer to win a major tournament.
Yeah, he's been such a great golfer for a long time. Went sour for a while, has come back. His iron play was tremendous. His iron, he's always known for his irons. They were right on. He was within 4 or 5 feet of the cup every time. Congratulations.
Yeah, he had a 6-stroke lead, and I was just hoping he would hold on to see anyone lose like that. But Zalatoris, just a rookie, come on strong. He has a bright
He
bright
was on that
future.
JV tour killing it, this Zalatoris, so evidently he's an up-and-comer.
No, he's a tremendous player.
Yeah.
Tremendous
Didn't they say he did real well on the...
Yes, he's dominant. He's a
Like
dominant
the-
young kid coming up.
Yeah, he's going to be a good one. He'll fill out a little. He's a little thin.
Major League Baseball, after being swept by the Reds, I should say being pounded by the Reds, the Pirates took 2 or 3 from the Cubs and then beat San Diego 6-2. Mitch Keller, by the way, strong performance in an 8-2 win over the Cubs. The question is, can he be consistent? Can he do this time after time? That's been his problem. 1 good game followed by 3 clunkers.
That's the Pirate problem. And you just said it. Some days they look, hey, they might not be too bad. Then you watch them 4 other days and you think, jeez, they look like a single A team. Can they consistently get? And it all comes down to pitching. You're right.
They're 7 out of 8 against the Padres.
If they
It was
pitch
back
the ball.
to last year. What's
Yeah,
up?
they beat the Padres.
What's up with that?
8-4.
Yeah.
In a game, 8-4. I was clicking
Listen to
on
these
and on.
stats.
4 hours,
Listen to these stats.
7 minutes.
17
There were
walks.
17 walks. What? 6 hit batters or
amazing.
something.
I've never heard anything
changing.
like that.
And the Pirates didn't even bat in the bottom of the ninth. So the average game this year has crept up to 3 hours and 16 minutes. The analytic guys, I was reading an article, said they have nothing to do with it.
They have everything to
Don't
do with
blame
it.
us.
They have everything to do with it.
That's a long time. 4 hours and 7 minutes.
Why, there's one of the reasons people don't go.
I think there were 3 games over the whole weekend that were under 3 hours.
Yeah, a pitcher can pitch 9
That's all.
innings. And that would take right there half hour. They're going to make 7 pitching changes when they don't need to. And then every batter takes 7 pitches. Because they want to get the pitch count out. Analytics has everything to do how long the game is.
Last week, after Jose Berrios was lifted after pitching 6 no-hit innings on 84 pitches, I asked you guys, will we ever see a complete game no-hitter? We all said no. Hello, former
We put the
Pirate
curse on
pitcher Joe Musgrove, who pitched a complete game no-hitter against Texas. 1-hit batter would have been a perfect game in a 3-0 win, and he struck out 10. He's going to pitch against the Pirates.
What I liked
his
about
next
I
start.
like what you said about how he struck out 10. That means he had outstanding stuff. It wasn't luck. That means he was getting guys out. Yeah.
And I like what he said. He said, there was no way I was coming out of this game.
Absolutely.
He was staying in.
Praise the Lord.
College basketball. Sean Miller fired after 12 years as the coach at Arizona. This has been going on for 3 years now. Federal investigation, NCAA sanctions for payments to recruits, a charge that Miller denies. Here we go again, this corruption and the shady, seedy side of college basketball. Ron Cook, PG, on Sunday, the April 11th, had an article about it. Kansas gives Bill Self a lifetime contract at Kansas. and Roy Williams leaves, as we said last week. He was embroiled in an academic scandal. He said he didn't know anything about it. All his players were taking courses that were just fraudulent courses, academic fraud.
They got A's in courses that didn't exist.
Now, here's why they said they left them off the hook, because other students took those courses too.
That's pretty
But
bad.
Is that pretty weak? Is that a lame excuse?
No, that's bad.
Well, as you describe that, Eddie, what I see is Roy Williams, 4 national championships, Sean Miller, no national championships. If you win national championship, cheat all you want, we won't fire you. If you don't win, if your cheating doesn't match your winning, out you go.
But let me say this: Pitt fans would take Sean Miller tomorrow if he wanted to come to Pitt. You know, they backed off him before they hired Jeff Cable because of the ongoing federal investigation.
Yeah,
they wanted to hire him, but they backed off.
I've been to his practices. He's a great coach. I've been to his practices. He's a great coach. But winning gets in your blood, and winning because of the money. Think about that. The money they're making.
His numbers were really good, though. 3 or 4 Sweet 16s.
But Arizona thinks they're.
He won the Pac-12 4 times.
Kentucky.
More.
Oh no, he's had great success, but not to Arizona. They won.
Is
that.
Aiton
He didn't get to a Final
They won
Four.
a national
Is
championship.
Aiton the guy he allegedly paid? Is it $10,000 a month to Aiton? Is that what?
There was something.
Is that it, Al?
There was something around there.
That's what I thought.
But guys, here the coming storm, the NCAA, we mentioned this before, athletes and license and likeness and imaging, and a possible Supreme Court case to determine it all. And here's another thing that's coming: the liberalization of the transfer portal. If you think it's growing now, there were about 400 football players last year, it's going to come to the point they can leave anytime they want without having to sit out. That's where it's going to come, and you're going to be recruiting every day of the year.
The problem is there's not enough scholarships to match the portal.
Yeah, that's
you
the
understand?
problem.
There's kids out there who
There's
have
1,000,
full
Eddie.
rise right now.
Ed, there's 1,000.
This year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Full
said,
rise.
but from 400 last year to
And the
1,000.
AAC yesterday came out with a rule. They had an in-conference rule. They took that away.
the MAC
So
did too.
you're going to be recruiting a handshake line.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, when you start to you recruit, let's say, 3, 4, or 5-star running backs, they're not all staying.
None of them understand.
You can't recruit 2 5-star quarterbacks. What you have with Mac Jones at Alabama last year when he sat there for 3 years is unusual.
It will not happen.
And here's the hypocrisy. The NCAA president, Mark Emmert, he makes $2.7 million a year, and yet a kid, if his grandmother dies, the school will not pay for a plane fare for him to go home to
The
the funeral.
NCAA's been in trouble for their decisions forever. Because that book's that thick, and none of it means anything.
And the players make the money
Hey,
for
Tark
them.
used to have a saying. He said, the NCAA got so mad at UCLA if they put Pepperdine on probation.
In the NFL, the draft is 2 weeks away. Get you ready for your top 10. James Conner signs a 1-year deal with Arizona. I think it's a good deal for him. Arizona, I think they're going to use him in spots. They have enough in a wide receiving core. I like their offense. And how about Drew Brees, guys? He's back in football again, hired by NBC to be Notre Dame football game analyst.
Yeah, he knew that was lined up.
He's taking over for Collinsworth, Eddie. They're just priming him.
Yeah, getting ready. And how about, I just want to mention this, the passing, Howard Schnellenberger, 87, 1983, coached Miami to the first national championship. Offensive coordinator for the 72 undefeated Dolphins, 3 national championships coaching for Bear Bryant at Alabama, and recruited Joe Namath.
Yeah, he was a fox. Like, you act like he was a dummy. He was brilliant. Yes.
Did a great job. That is it for us. We've run out of time. We will see you next week.